This is Mr. Mike Murley.
Yes, ma'am.
You hear me? You hear? Okay, you hear me good. Okay. All right, Mike. Let's get on with it.
Read the police report.
You know, they have not.
In the police report, it states at the time a lot of different facts, none of which the district attorney's office can take any action on. The fact that you demanded that he give you receipts, he's not required to do any of that.
Yep.
Company policy.
I know.
Grand larceny is not grand larceny if you give him the money. You don't like the work that he did, and the attempted murder is absolutely off the table. That's not anything that we're looking at.
Why would you not? Why would you say that attempted murder would not be something considered? I'm trying to understand what you guys' thinking is on this.
There is no overt act showing that he did anything with any kind of malice or intent to try to do you any harm.
You are saying that you do not perceive that he wanted to do me any harm just by looking at the only thing that I'm allowed at, because I have not been able to get any communication, cooperation to be able to present more evidence in on this. So right now, I'm just letting you know, Mike, that you don't have everything. But go ahead. So right now,
it is not our office's policy for that. You have to do is you have to get law enforcement, the police, to investigate that, and then they will turn a report into us.
Yeah, Mike, I've been trying to do that.
The officers, and
they won't return calls. They won't get with me. I'm nowhere. I have called and called. I've tried and tried. Okay. I'm no cooperation. That's why that's why the little bit that you got, because like I said, I'm not allowed to submit evidence to ever prove my positions, my cases. I'm not, when it comes, that's why I never wanted anything done in Sayre.
Okay. So that's what happened. You decided that you didn't want to do anything in Sayre.
No, I didn't. No, I did not want anybody in Sayre working on my vehicles or really anything that I need.
Okay. Well,
because I knew this right here, I knew this was going to happen. That's why I didn't want it. But
you are more than welcome through the civil side of the law to file a civil suit.
I can't do that.
Why can't you?
They won't let me.
Who won't let you?
Beckham County.
Who exactly won't let you?
Beckham County Court Clerk. What? Then it goes to the judges. Then the judges sit there and make sure that I don't get either the case to be heard or I am not permitted to present any evidence that proves my position, the truth of my position, what the other person has done. I'm not allowed to do that.
Miss George, can you tell me how many times you've been in front of a judge in Beckham County?
Oh, yeah.
Any?
Yeah, let's see.
So would it be fair for me to ask, is the court and the court clerk's office familiar with you?
Yeah, they sure are.
Okay.
It took the sheriff's office one time to help the court clerks remember how they filed a lawsuit, because everybody in the court clerk's office, including Miss Donna Howe, told me they had never filed a lawsuit before, so they didn't know how to file a lawsuit. And it just kept going to each one in the office, and then it was, because I already knew, because I was from Texas. I'm sitting here, I'm going to look up to see what differences might be with Oklahoma. And so I knew what the laws were. I knew how it was to be filed, and I knew what they were doing. And they finally told me that I needed to, if I wanted to get these papers delivered to these people, that I need to go over, and the sheriff's department will handle that. And I said, well, can you tell me where the sheriff's department is? Oh, no, I don't, Beverly, do you know where it's at? No, I sure don't. Donna, do you know where the sheriff's department is? Oh, no. I said, well, let me help y'all out. It's on the same parking lot.
Ma'am.
So I had to go over to the sheriff's department, Mike.
George, Miss George.
Mike, I had to go over to the sheriff's department.
I completely understand.
For them to file the lawsuit.
I want you to understand something.
Well, I'm trying to help you to understand something.
I completely understand.
No, you don't understand.
To this vehicle and the mechanic and this issue, it is not something that the district attorney's office is going to pursue. Period.
Let me ask you this then.
Okay.
How about a judge? I am taken out of a hospital recovering from a procedure. I am suddenly, because I'm just laying there waiting to be discharged. My mother is supposed to be sitting outside waiting for me in the car just outside the hospital doors here at Elk City. And she's told that she needs to go home and wait on me, that it's going to be a little while before Dr. Elizabeth Penna can discharge me. Next thing I sit there, it's been a little while, and I start asking for my mother. Oh, she's walking up and down the halls. Would you go get her? I would like to see my mother. Oh, we'll send somebody for her. I got a feeling something's not right. And my feeling was right. All of a sudden, I got an Elk City police officer that's taking me in custody. And they take me over to Red Rock. Now they decide, well, they're gonna do a closed door hearing. And so I'm giving Molly Priest as an attorney.
Okay.
All right. Now, here it is on the very first hearing, Assistant DA Deanna Webb. She tells presiding Judge Michelle Roper, Your Honor, this is about a case that Miss George worked on concerning hidden bank accounts with a certain business, and Judge Roper is stretched out her hand, shaking, telling her, we ain't talking about that. We're not talking about that. And I said, let's talk about that, because that's the reason why I'm here. That's the real reason why I'm here. Not what you guys sit here saying my mother said she's afraid of me. Well, they hurry up and they shut that down. No, wait. I sit there. Molly isn't doing anything for me. And I said I wanted a jury. Judge Roper informs me that if I wanted a jury, that it will be no less than 1 year, and I will sit imprisoned wherever they want me at until they get a jury together. And so then we we come back the next time.
The judge made that decision. That has nothing to do with that.
No, I want to tell you about how illegal this is and what's going on, because you don't understand this. I want to prove to you, Mike.
We have went through that issue. We're done with that issue. It is basically 4 o'clock.
And you guys really weren't interested in it in the first place, because if you wanted to be interested in it, I could prove to you why did I say that he wanted to kill me.
Miss George,
Because it's not the first time that these people tried to kill me in that truck, Mike. If you were really interested in finding out what's really going on, you will talk to me about this.
Miss George, I think that you need to go be evaluated. That's what I think.
You think I need to be evaluated?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
Mike, I tell you what. Okay. Thank you for saying that. And I know that the phone calls in and out are recorded. So I know you guys are recording this phone call. And you saying that, I had actually told people that this is exactly was the response that I would be getting. And thank you, Mr. Murley, for validating that, predicting that I was absolutely right. And
you're at home with your,
I'm done. We're done, Mike. Because I think that you are not really who you say you are. Good day, Mike. Good day. There you go. Today is June 28, 2021. That's supposed to be the investigator for the district attorney, Angela Marcy, for Beckham County. They do not. I knew they would not pursue this. I knew it. And I knew exactly what they would go after, how they would take a stand on this. So here it is. I need to be evaluated. Don't want to hear it. He didn't want to hear the real truth, because if he heard the truth, here's the reason why that he hung up the investigator for the DA. The reason why that he did what he did is because if he heard what was done, then by law, he would be held to investigate that and know that I would have a case, a very high dollar case against them. Because they got my mom up on the stand. She said, I didn't say that I was afraid of her. I said I was afraid for her. And yeah, because Dr. Penna sat there and shot me up, had the anesthesiologist. I told both of them I didn't want to be put under. I wanted to be away for the colonoscopy. There's something I'm wanting to see. I was in radiology, gastroenterology. That was my doctorate. I wanted to be awake because I want to see what all was going on, what was in there. They saw what was in there. So they concocted this, because when she sent her showing me these pictures, because I wanted to do a video, she wouldn't let me use my computer to video record it. She takes these pictures, tells me everything's looking fine. I'm going, boy, this is great pictures. State-of-the-art equipment. Yes, yeah, look at this. This is February 4th, 2015. Yeah, great pictures. Look at all the damage. You can see so well to the large colon. Look at that. And that, oh, wow. Look how bad that inflammation is. Look at that. I said, yeah, my doctor was in radiology and gastroenterology. These are really good pictures. Yeah. So they told my mother to go home. It's going to be maybe 4 hours before that they could discharge me, because they shot me up with so much medicine. My blood pressure was skyrocketing and my heart was off the chart. Went out to the car. She's sitting there waiting. Went out to the car. Sitting there waiting on me. Sent her home. so Dr. Penna and them could sit there and work to put me someplace deep and far away. And they did too. They sat there and said I was psychosomatic. I had Dr. Melvin Robinson, who is a doctor, been a doctor for decades there in Sayre, Oklahoma. Up to date, every month when I went in to see him, it said, you got to have a psychiatric evaluation. I was psychiatrically sound. But they were saying that I wasn't. And here I had over a year with him. And then I got more back from others. I wasn't allowed. They wouldn't allow that. And I had this one set with me at Red Rock. And I faxed it in and made copies. And we had this one group meeting, and when I went back to my room and I was going through those paperwork, I seen that on those medical documents, they whited out the psychiatric evaluation, which is like, bingo, there's more evidence, tampering with evidence. Gee, that's a violation, isn't it? Oh, not in their books. No, not in their books. Let's not talk about this embezzlement of these special needs kids that had this bank account that was hidden from the state of Oklahoma. That's why Judge Roper told Assistant DA Deanna Webb that we're not going to discuss it. The real reason why that I was sitting there. The real reason why that I was sitting there was they had another opportunity to shut me up, get rid of me over the embezzlement, the hidden bank account. These people should be sitting in a federal penitentiary for what they did, which they allowed them to get away with. And a whole lot of other things that they illegally did to me. Yeah. He thinks I need a psychiatric evaluation. I wasn't going to listen to him anymore. I wasn't going to listen to that nonsense anymore. Like I said, I knew that they would sit there and come up with nonsense thinking that I didn't know nothing. He wanted to talk about other cases that I was working on. Their deal, see, is they want to make you look like you are not in your right mind. And we all know how that goes, targeting goes. Because I tell you, when Judge Roper had me brought back in, and this is when they're really going to try to sink me hard, Deanna Webb wasn't over in the plaintiff section. And attorney Molly Priest wasn't saying nothing on my behalf. It was all closed doors too. So they didn't want to talk about how they didn't want to let me to present the pictures where Dr. Penna told me that everything was just fine. They wouldn't let me sit there and show the pictures she took that revealed the damage. Because like they said, they just found out about my background in medicine. So anyway, I'm stopping right here and I'm going to post this. Here we go. Here we go, folks. That truck has been sitting since December of 2002. They had punctured the power steering line in it, been ran off into a dry riverbed, lug nuts loosened on it, and so basically God told me that they are not going to stop trying to kill you in that. Park it, and it's not to get fixed, which was very hard to do. And now, here Sam Johnson, Sayre, Oklahoma, mechanic. He works on my truck in April. And the very first time I get behind the wheel to drive it, they about killed me and other people too. When the brakes failed, he would later admit that he never fixed the brakes. There's a whole lot of things he never fixed. Because when I went over there, to talk with him about the day that I drove that truck home, oh, their new brakes, they'll get stiffer. No, they wouldn't. The back seal on the drum brake was completely gone. Brake fluid flowing out of it. And so around the corner here, only brake that took hold all of a sudden. Here comes the failure, was the right front passenger side. Right where all the bridge construction is, workers right there next to the wall. I had to come off of, jerk it this way. I'm in oncoming traffic, and a few feet away is gas pumps. I got head-on traffic, 4 or 5 cars. I'm sitting there looking eye to eye at a person I'm fixing to impact, and I jerk the truck back. I do up this report. Then I get the brakes worked on, and we see, oh, yeah, no kidding, he didn't fix the brakes. Yeah, seals completely gone. Brake fluid going out everywhere. Burned up the other set of brakes on the other side. He knew what he did. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Another attempt to kill me while I'm in my truck. They sat there and did that. That's the reason why the power steering line was replaced. That's why this other stuff had to be replaced, need to be replaced. Things need to be worked on. They get worked on. I didn't want it in Sayre. But this couple, they're a good couple. They didn't know how well that demonic people can hide their evil. This is how they do it, folks. This is how they do it.